Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on inside the Bowman Center on the campus of Albright College. If you're joining us for our second game, we thank you for joining us once again here this afternoon. I'm Tyler Trumbauer, bringing you all the action here as the Albright women beat Stevenson in the first game of our doubleheader. Now it is the men's basketball time here between these two schools. Albright coming in 7-5 overall, 2-1 in conference play. Stevenson 5-7 overall, 2-1 in the MAC Commonwealth action. Starters for Stevenson: number 1, Damian Coleman; number 4, Evan Joseph. Jalen Johnson is going to wear number 2 today. He's also starter. Number 10, Norman Hughes, and number 44, Mark Terrell. Gary Stewart is the head coach of the Mustangs in his 9th season at the helm. For the Lions, their starters: number 0, Troy Smoot Jr., number 2, DeLacio Dancy, number 5, Samuel Majeko-Dumi, number 13, Sidney Brown, and number 14, Isaiah Harris. Of course, the head coach of Albright in his 19th season, leading the Lions, Rick Ferry. As this game is set to get underway in a matter of moments. Remember, these two teams met in the MAC Commonwealth play-in game last year, where Albright earned the 78-77 win over Stevenson. So maybe the Mustangs got that on the mind today, and we'll try to get a little revenge this afternoon. There's a tip, and we are underway with the Mustangs starting on offense. Albright 2-1, Stevenson 2-1 in MAC Commonwealth play. These two teams tied for second in the conference standings coming into today's action. Now kick, corner 3, off the side of the backboard, no good. And that one rims in and out, also no good. Work back up top. Now to that far side again. Into the corner. Thought about a 3. It did Coleman. Now he drives baseline. Dancy picks his pocket and are going the other way. Majeko-Dumi picks it up. Now good pass up ahead. And a dunk, but a foul called there as a good give to Harris. And he was about to throw that down with force, but got fouled in the process. And now he will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. As a team, Albright coming into today shooting 59.4% from the free throw line. Harris, himself, shooting 50% from the line so far this season. Misses the first. And the second is good for the first point of the day. Mustangs back on offense. Stop, elbow, jumper, that's short, no good. Majeko-Dumi with the rebound. Now Majeko-Dumi back, kicks it to Dancy. Dancy back up top. They're trying to set something up, get the spacing right here on this side of the floor, and a turnover, Albright, as Majeko-Dumi gets called for the travel. A little shuffling of the feet. Handoff to that high side, count it, and a foul for Jalen Johnson. That number 2's working for him here in the early going. Gets the handoff, goes around, gets the 2, and one opportunity for the senior guard from Detroit, Michigan. That foul was on Troy Smoot Jr., his first, the first on the Lions here in the half. And he makes the free throw. So a 3-1 lead here for Stevenson. Dancy drives, floater, off the glass, no good. Harris gets the rebound. Here's a 3 from Majeko-Dumi. That one no good. Rebound goes to Stevenson. Now they get it to the low block to Terrell. Harris on defensive end. Terrell battling in the lane, and he goes up and kisses it off the glass for two. Mark Terrell, the senior forward, 6'8", 275 pounds, a force in the lane for Stevenson. Little give and go, back to Dancy, one more pass to Majekadumi, he drives, now back to Dancy, wide open for three, no good, a rebound goes to Terrell. 5-1 in favor of the Mustangs. Now back up top, Terrell with the jumper. That one's good. Terrell can do it up close on the low block and from a mid-range jumper for two. Now 7-1 as the Lions are scoreless in the last minute 50. Now here's a three from Smoot Jr. Stops that scoreless drought for Trey. And it's 7-4 now, and that gets him into a one-possession ball game. That shot no good from beyond the arc. Dancy hauls in the rebound. That one nearly out of bounds, and it is past the Sidney Brown, a little awry and out of play turnover there by the Lions. Substitution here for the Mustangs. Coleman goes to the bench. Coming in for him, number 34, Kyle Woolridge. A 6'6", 210-pound senior guard / forward from Stewartstown, Pennsylvania. This one up, it would count, and a foul called there on Terrell as he goes up to the rim. He'll go to line to shoot two. Foul is on number 14, Isaiah Harris, his first, the team's second here in the opening half of this one. First free throw attempt there for Terrell on this trip, and of the day is good. Second, no good. So 8-4 right now, Mustangs doubling up the Lions. Dancy hands it off to Brown. Brown comes back out, hands it off to Majekadumi. Majekadumi in and good. Majekadumi gets the two for Albright. Now it's 8-6. And a 5-second violation called on Stevenson. Stevenson didn't really have anybody there. Everyone kind of ran away. And Woolridge was like, guys, I need someone to inbound the basketball to. And no one could get there in time and get open. And that results in a turnover via the 5-second violation on the visitors. Brown, good give to Dancy out of bounds. Tipped off of Woolridge and out of play. So it'll stay here with the Lions. Substitution for the Mustangs into the game, number 12, Cam Harris, the junior guard from Aberdeen, Scotland. He comes in for Norman Hughes. Majekadumi floater in the lane. That one, no good. Isaiah Harris gets the rebound. And gives it back to Majekadumi. He drives, baseline kicked, and stole turnover. Majekadumi scored 44 points in the Lions' last game. Tied for fourth most by a Lion in a single game in men's basketball program history. As he helped the Lions earn the 92-76 win over Cabrini in the consolation game of the Crown Plaza Holiday Tournament. Turnover, traveling call there on the Mustangs. Dancy, he'll spot up for three. That one no good. Rebound hauled in by Joseph. Here's Johnson, drives, Smoot on defense, misses it, does Johnson, and a foul. And Johnson and Dancy were battling for that loose basketball, and it looks like they're gonna call a foul on Dancy. His first, the third on the Lions. Couple of subs for Stevenson. Number 15, Isaiah Oshinae into the game, as well as number 32, Bo Wesley. They come in for Terrell and Johnson. Wesley low block, now kicks it back out. Step back, towing a line, it's a two, misses it. Rebound goes to Smoot. Smoot kicks now, Sidney Brown corner three, and no good. Now they work it over to that far side. Now they get it into the low block to Wesley again. He backs down on Harris. Here's a three. That one's good for Kyle Woldridge. Knocks down the tray. The first one for the Mustangs today. And now it's an 11-6 Stevenson advantage with 13:44 to go. Skip pass near side. Brown now drives baseline, hands it off to Harris. Nearly lost it. Good spin move. Lost it again. Brown gets it back. Shot clock at single digits. Brown wide open in the lane, gets it and lays it in for two. Crazy sequence, but an easy finish for number 13, Sidney Brown. Stevenson now. Wesley gets his pocket picked by Majekadumi. Now it's a 3-on-3 fast break. He's going to take it himself. Man on a mission, misses the layup, and Stevenson gets it right back. Skip pass, far side. Stevenson, deep three, short, no good. Rebound picked up by Woldridge. Gives it right back. This time they go up, and a foul called. Joseph got it back, and this time went strong at the rim and got fouled en route to the hoop. That's the second foul on Harris, and a fourth on the Lions here in the opening half. Couple of subs set to check in. First one's for the Lions today. Dancy and Harris goes to the bench. And coming in for them, number 3, Dion Booker, and number 10, Mark Brinkley Jr. On Stevenson's side, coming into the game is number 23, Cornelius Bobo. And now Majekadumi gets stuffed on the near side by Bo Wesley. Thought he had a clear path, but Wesley said not right now. Here's a corner three. That one no good as Stevenson tried to work quickly. It's a 4-point advantage for the Mustangs at the moment. Step back Brown three, good. Sidney Brown with a step back three for the Lions. Underneath, that one no good. Maybe a fingertip on it by Booker. Now on the other end, here's Smoot. He turns around, goes behind the arc, misses the three though. Now good rebound, back up, and Booker gets fouled. Brinkley Jr. tracked down that long rebound in the lane and quickly shot it up to Booker, who got fouled underneath the rim and will now go to the line to shoot two. Booker shooting 50% from the free throw line. He's only attempted 2 free throws to date this season. Misses the first. Substitution. Majekadumi goes to the bench. In for him, number 1, Blake Thompson, the sophomore guard from Lebanon, Pennsylvania. And a second, no good. Now drive up and good finish at the rim for Isaiah Oshinai. Oshinai drove baseline and got the first basket of the day for himself. That one up and no good as Brinkley Jr. was met at the basket by Wesley. Wesley jump stop up and no good. Tough angle for him. Good defense there by Booker. And a 3-point lead remains here for the Mustangs with 11:11 to go in the half. Booker, low block, kicks it for 3. Brinkley Jr., no good. And it tips off the top of the rim out of play. Excuse me, off the top of the backboard out of play. So it'll be Stevenson basketball. Substitution here for the Lions. Dancy in for Sidney Brown. They break the full court press, do the Mustangs. Now a little give up ahead to Wesley. He goes up and in for 2. Bo Wesley, a sophomore from Owings Mills, Maryland, gets it to go for 2. Here's a corner 3 by Thompson. Too strong, misses everything. Back up top now, Stevenson slowing it down, setting it up. Oshinai calling out a play in the half court. Stevenson up by 5 at the moment. And an offensive foul, illegal screen. Called on Stevenson. On Bo Wesley. Substitutions. Oshinai and Wesley to the bench. Wesley has those 2 fouls. Checking back in for those guys is Mark Terrell. And coming into the game, Cam Harris as well. Harris, the leading 3-point shooter in the conference. Just came in. Jalen Johnson in as well. Good basket there by the Lions, and now in for 2 by Corey Simmons, and then Thompson responds with 2 there. So it's 18-13 after the back-to-back baskets. 9:50 to go. Into Simmons, and they hands it off, up and no good, but a foul. Fouls on Bobo, his first. 4th on the Mustangs, and it'll send Booker to the line to shoot 2. Booker 0 for 2 on his first trip to the line today. And he makes the first. The second is good. Substitution for Albright into the game, number 4, Jordan Guerrero. He comes in for Booker. Guerrero, the freshman forward, 6'5", 200 pounds from Baltimore. Now handoff for 3. Cam Harris, I mentioned it when he came in. Harris has the highest 3-point shooting percentage in the conference at 55%, and just added to it there. Guerrero handoff to Simmons, but he loses it, and a turnover. was a good give to Simmons underneath. He couldn't handle it, and out of play it went. And this one a three, deep, and it's good. Norman Hughes with the long distance connection to give the Mustangs their largest lead of the game thus far. 24-15 they lead with 9:04 to go. And Albright calls a timeout as they start to see this deficit grow a little bit larger. 5 points for Johnson and Terrell on Stevenson's side to lead their offense. Sidney Brown with 5 points as well for Albright. That's a team-high total for the Lions as well. All three of those guys tied with that game-high total. At this timeout. Both of these teams split their regular season meetings in the 2018-19 campaign. Both teams winning their respective home games. And of course, I already mentioned that it was the Lions pulling out the 78-77 win on the road against Stevenson in the MAC Commonwealth play-in game last season. These teams pretty familiar with each other, playing often in the last year or so. Albright out of the timeout. Stop, kick back out now to Brinkley Jr. Now they work it over to Dancy. Dancy gets it to Simmons on a low block, but he's double teamed, so they work it back out. Shot clock at 9. Good ball movement, but then tipped out of play there by Hughes. So it'll stay with the Lions, but just 8 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Dancy, stop, shot, 3, good. Delacio Dancy tickles the twine for 3. Mustangs at the top with it. Now, thought about getting a screen from Bobo. He does. Now he works it around top of the key. Terrell has it. Shot clock at 6. Step up from the logo, no good, was Johnson. Out of play, it'll be Albright basketball substitution. And Thompson will go to the bench as Majekadumi comes in for him. With 8:02 to go. It's a 6-point lead for the Mustangs. Dancy made a 3 last time down. He's going to try another one. That one's short. No good. Mustangs led by as many as 9 here in the opening half. Albright had a brief lead there in the first 2 minutes. Has been trailing ever since. Now, 3. That one no good by Hughes. Dancy kicks, Majekadumi jumper, no good. Underneath, and that one no good by Terrell as the Mustangs haven't scored in the last 2 minutes. That one does fall in for 2 for Guerrero. Now they settle it down here, do the Mustangs. Johnson surveying the floor, and an offensive foul called on Stevenson. A little bit of a shove on that offensive end as everyone was stacked up. And that's going to be on Norman Hughes, his first, and the 5th on the Mustangs here in the opening half. So the Albright basketball. Today's officials, Gregory Haas, Kevin Orange, and Vasily Roses. Albright down by 4. Kicks it, Dancy drives and kicks back out. Now here's Brinkley in the lane, left-handed lay-in, doesn't go. And Stevenson gets the rebound, gets tipped to Hughes, whose drive, stop, and gets blocked by Guerrero on the other end. But Joseph comes up with a rebound. So Stevenson keeps it on this trip down the floor. And that one tipped and stolen away by Brinkley. Good defense there by the Lions. 7 turnovers now for the Mustangs here in the half. Give to Simmons underneath, he gets fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Simmons on a little pick and roll action, gets the give, and will now go to the free throw line to shoot 2. His first trip to the line today. He's shooting 50% from the free throw line this season. He's 4 for 8 coming into today. And he misses the first. Subs for both teams. Kyle Woodridge checks back in. He comes in for Bobo for Mustangs. Mark Brinkley Jr. goes to the bench for the Lions as Simmons misses the second free throw as well. But it's stolen right back by Majekadumi. Mill goes up, but an offensive foul called on him as he drives baseline. That's going to be the first on Majekadumi and the 5th on the Lions. So it's Norman Hughes and Bobo out for the Lions there as we got 2 new subs for them. And it's Simmons, Dancy, Majekadumi, Guerrero, and Smoot Jr., the 5 on the floor for the Lions. Insertion low block and a foul on Simmons as he reaches around. And got maybe his hand there as they were trying to insert it to Terrell on that low block. (24-20) Stevenson on top, 5:13 to go until the half. Now here's a 3 by Terrell. Good. Mark Terrell has some range for a 6'8" player. He does average 12 points per game, and we can show that he doesn't do all of that from the paint. Here's Dancy, drives off the screen from Simmons. Finger roll is good for Delacio Dancy. A 5-point deficit for the Lions. And that one rolls in and good for Mikey Parker, who just came into the game, the 5'11" sophomore guard from Silver Spring, Maryland. Now they work it back up top. Smoot drives on the right side. Layup is good for Troy Smoot Jr. as he took the give from the top of the key and drove in the lane and finished for 2. Now far side 3, that one too strong, no good. Majekadumi with the rebound. Under 4 to go. Lions can get it to a 1-possession game here. Guerrero gets it to Simmons. Simmons maybe wasn't expecting it right away. Spin move and in. Good recovery and finish for Corey Simmons. Low block now to Terrell in the lane. Simmons goes down and an offensive foul called on Mark Terrell, and he can't believe it. Simmons baited him right into it, and he got the call, and the foul charged to Mark Terrell. That's going to be the first on him and the 7th on the Mustangs here in the half. Sidney Brown comes in for Dancy. Albright in the bonus now after that foul as well. Lions can tie with a 3 here. They get it to Simmons on a low block. He nearly loses it, saves it. Shot clock at 10. Majekadumi floater in the lane. No good on the finger roll. Simmons offensive rebound, and the putback is good. And Simmons lets out a yell as he's feeling it now here in the opening half. 6 points for Simmons. And Lions are down just 1 as Stevenson's scoreless in the last 1 minute and 45 seconds. And a layup is no good by Johnson. Rebound won by Parker. And for 3, that one no good by Terrell. 2:10 to go. Majekadumi pulls up jumper. That one rattles home for 2. Samuel Majekadumi gets the 2 to go. And Albright is on top, 30-29. They've erased a 9-point deficit and now lead by 1. They're on an 8-0 run in the last 2 minutes and 30 seconds as we dip under 2 minutes to go here in the opening half. And an offensive foul called on Stevenson. Everything going the Lions' way at the moment. And that foul's on Johnson. His first, the 8th on the Mustangs here in the half. D'Alessio Dancy checks into the ball game. He comes in for Guerrero. Now here's Smoot, drives, kicks Brown, step back, but decides against a shot. Majekadumi at the logo, shot clock at 5. Good give to Simmons and a lay-in for 2. Great court vision by Majekadumi, and Simmons lets him know the same by putting up the binoculars sign, showing that that was a long distance look and finish. And Albright has their largest lead of the day, 3. Smoot with the block on the other end, and the ball lands into the hands of Johnson, but he's out of bounds. And Albright has all the momentum here with 66 seconds to go here in the opening half. Smoot kicks to Majekadumi. And Dancy now settles it down, trying to space out the floor as we dip under a minute to go. And an offensive foul called on the Lions. So a turnover there by Albright. That's on Smoot Jr., his second. And he'll go to the bench with those 2. Brinkley Jr. checks in for him. 10-0 run for the Lions now in the last 3 minutes and 50 seconds. It's a 12-2 spurt if you go back even farther for the last 4 minutes and 17 seconds. And another off-the-ball foul. This one on Albright on the defensive end. That's going to be on Corey Simmons, his second, and the 8th on the Lions. So a foul coming up here, 1-1 for Mark Terrell. And he misses the first. The Lions bring the ball up. About an 8-second difference between the shot and game clocks. Dancy with it. Get it to Simmons. Simmons up, and an offensive foul called on Simmons. And that's going to be the 3rd foul on him as he picks up 2 in a 1-minute span. So coming in for him now is number 21, Isaac Burris, the 6'9", 245-pound junior center from Annville, Pennsylvania. Simmons with a strong first half, 8 points for him, but now saddled with 3 personal fouls. So here are the Mustangs. Shot clock turned off. Game clock now in single digits. They haven't scored in the last 4 minutes and 30 seconds. And they're not going to do it here. Turnover. Dancy with it. Got to put up a shot. Instead, gives it. It's too late, but it goes. But it's too late. Off the fingertips of Brown. There are officials all over it. Wave it off, so no good. And that will do it. So the Lions finish the first half on a 10-0 run in the last 4 minutes and 38 seconds. And they were on a 12-2 stretch in the last 5 minutes and 7 seconds to finish the first half with a 32-29 lead. They trailed for most of that first half, but finished strong there thanks to a tied for game high 8 points by the big man, Corey Simmons. Him and the other big man, him going mano-a-mano with in the lane, Mark Terrell, also has 8 points to lead the Mustangs at the half. So at the break, Albright hanging on to a 3-point lead. We'll step aside, take a little halftime break. We'll come back with some more first half statistics and, of course, the second half action right here on the Albright Sports Network. Welcome back here inside the Bowman Center as we are on the Albright Sports Network with a men's basketball contest between Albright and Stevenson at the half. Albright leads by 3, 32-29. The Mustangs led for 16 minutes in that opening half, but the Lions finished the half strong on a 10-0 run in the final 4 minutes and 38 seconds to take the halftime lead by 3. Corey Simmons with a game-high total 8 points to lead Albright right now. Mark Terrell also has 8 points to lead Stevenson on the other end. Those two big men battling in the paint all day long, and they're both having moderate success here in the early going. 5 points for Troy Smoot alongside DeLacio Dancy and Sidney Brown. All of those players have 5 points apiece. As a team, Albright shooting 43% from the floor. A big reason why they are in the lead at the moment, and turnovers as well. The Mustangs want to try to clean things up here in the second half. 12 turnovers for Stevenson to just 7 for Albright in the first 20 minutes of play. So here we go, second half underway. Lions with the ball to start, up by 3. Now they kick it, corner 3, that one no good. You see Isaiah Harris back in the game to start the second half. He left fairly early in the first, saddled with 2 quick personal fouls. It's him, Smoot Jr., Dancy, Majekadumi, and Sidney Brown, the 5 on the floor for the Lions to start this second half. That one, a turnover. So kind of picking up where they left off in that first half are the Mustangs. Now baseline kick, Brown, Trey, got it. Sidney Brown for 3. He's now 2 for 2 from beyond the arc this afternoon. Now Joseph, stop, shot 3, no good. And rebound by the Lions. Now here, Majekadumi trailing 3, got it. No one covered Majekadumi on the far side, and he hits a 3, and Stevenson calls a timeout. They don't like the way this game has started, as the Lions now go on another run with back-to-back 3s to start the game. And if you go all the way back to the first half, it is a 16-0 run for Albright in this game in the last 5 minutes and 45 seconds. 23-5 in the last 10 minutes. So Stevenson has gone nearly 6 minutes of game time without scoring a point. So Coach Gary Stort and company call a timeout and want to talk this one over and just kind of maybe reset. Say, hey guys, let's just forget the last minute 7 seconds and just pretend like we're coming out of the locker room right now. And no, you are down 7. This is Albright's largest lead. You're down 9. It's Albright's largest lead of the day thus far. Both teams have held leads of 9 points apiece so far today. As it was Albright who trailed for most of the first half, came on strong in those final few minutes, and now have a 9-point lead at the moment here with 18:53 to go in the second half. The Lions knocked down 2 trays to start. Not a bad way to start the second half. In this one, a big game as far as standings are concerned. Albright and Stevenson locked in a tie for second in the MAC Commonwealth standings at the moment. Both teams 2-1 in conference play coming into today. And here is Stevenson out of the timeout. Can they get their first point in 6 minutes? Coleman with it. Now he works it to the near side to Hughes. Shot clock at 4. Good defense by the Lions. Step back Johnson. Jumper. Got it. With the shot clock at 2, Jalen Johnson gets the jumper to go. Brown, corner 3, and no good. Rebound, Hughes. Joseph, stop but kicks it back out. Here's the top of the key 3, hand in the face and a foul. Smoot just stood tall, put his hand in the air, and it kind of seemed like Hughes kind of ran into his hand, but they call the foul on Smoot, and that's going to send Hughes to the line to shoot 3 free throws. He hasn't gone to the free throw line yet today, has Hughes. He is a 86% free throw shooter coming into today. And I may have jinxed him because he missed his first. And he misses the third after making the second. So only 1 for 3 on that trip for Hughes. That's the 3rd foul on Smoot, by the way. He remains in the game, though. Foul on Coleman, his second, the first on Stevenson here in the half. Brown, after the inbound, nearly lost it, goes up and under, gets blocked by Coleman. And now the Mustangs are going the other way. Johnson throws it up because he had to, otherwise it would have been a travel. And now Dancy has it up ahead to Brown. One-on-one, him and Joseph. Brown, floater, no good. Rebound, Johnson. 38-32, Albright leads. Hughes, drive, stop, kiss off the glass, no good. Putback is true for Damian Coleman. The Chesapeake High School grad gets the putback to go for 2. That one kicked out of play by Coleman. Now, after a extended drought by the Mustangs, it's Albright stuck in a scoring rut. They haven't scored in the last minute 45 as Stevenson's on a 5-0 run during that time. Majekadumi, pullback, step back, jumper, no good. Insertion of the low block, Terrell, fadeaway, jumper, rims in and out, no good. And rebound brought in by Brown. Dancy kicks, Harris lays it in for 2. Isaiah Harris with the 2-hand lay-in. Gives the Lions a little bit more breathing room now, up by 6. Johnson stepped back, thought about doing the jumper from the elbow extended. Instead, it's going to be a jumper from the near side. No good by Hughes, and the second chance also no good by Terrell. And then Smoot gets the rebound up ahead to Majekadumi. He goes up and the left-handed layup's no good. Majekadumi misses the layup. Now on the other end, here's Johnson, and that one's good after a crazy sequence. And substitutions here for Stevenson after the basket by the Mustangs. Joseph and Coleman go to the bench. Cam Harris and Kyle Woldridge are in the game for Stevenson. Albright up by 4 minutes and 25 seconds into the second half. Harris in traffic, puts it in for 2. Drive, kick, all the way up. Majekadumi intercepts the pass. Now they get it up ahead. All alone is Sidney Brown, but he loses the basketball. I think he kind of got in his own head and was confused to whether he wanted to give it to Harris or whether he wanted to take it and finish for himself. And he loses it, and it goes into the bleachers. Turnover, Albright. Smoot goes to the bench. Mark Brinkley Jr. comes back in. Give back now, Woldridge. He sidesteps, top of the key, 3. That one no good. Dancy gets the rebound. Dancy clears out that far side. He surveys the floor and then gives it to Harris on the low block. He battles with Terrell, trying to get some real estate, and he draws the foul call on Terrell. And that's going to be the second foul on Terrell. He'll go to the bench with those 2 personals. Coming in for him is Bo Wesley. Albright basketball inbounding underneath their own rim. And a foul on the floor before Dancy can even inbound the basketball. This is going to be on Stevenson. It's on Woolridge, who just checked back in about a minute ago. That's going to be his first personal foul and the 3rd on the Mustangs here in the second half. Now Majekadumi with it. Gets it into Harris again. Harris goes right around Wesley, up and misses lay-in, gets his own rebound. Wesley goes airborne, whistles silent, kicks it out to Majekadumi. He gets the 3. Majekadumi falls into the Albright bench, but he gets the shot to fall as well. And Albright's back up by 9, 14-22 to go. Tipped out of bounds off of Brown, so it'll stay here with Stevenson. And this has been a game of runs over the last little bit. It was Stevenson on a bit of a scoring stretch. Now Albright on a 5-0 run in the last 90 seconds. Skip pass all the way over to Johnson. Shot clock at 6. They got to work quickly. Here's Hughes. Pump fake, step back 3. No good. Rebound, Brown. Dancy looking to go the whole way. Instead, kicks back out. Good ball movement now. Brown for 3. That one grazes off the front of the rim. No good. Johnson, baseline, back up. That one tipped and stolen away by Albright. Good defense by the Lions here over the last couple of possessions. Now the pace of play settles down. Majekadumi steps up 3. No good, rims in and out. And Harris fights for it, tips the rebound to Brown, who tried a floater, doesn't go. Majekadumi gets that rebound and gets fouled as he tried to put it back up. Never say never to the Lions on this trip down the floor, and it pays off as Majekadumi draws the foul on Bo Wesley, his 3rd personal foul, the 4th on the Mustangs, and Majekadumi will go to the line to shoot 2, his first trip there today. Coming into this contest, he's shooting 78% from the free throw line. First is good. Substitution for the Mustang and for Albright. For Stevenson, into the game, number 15, Isaiah Oshinai. He comes in for Johnson. And Dancy goes to the bench for Albright. Coming in for him is Booker. Wesley looking for an outlet. Picks up his dribble. He does get it to Hughes. Under 13 minutes to go. And a foul, count the jumper, and a foul called on Brinkley Jr. as Stevenson cuts back into the lead for Albright, which they just extended to 10, their largest of the day, prior to that and one jumper right there by Hughes. And now at the line for the chance to one more, he's got it. And a timeout called by Gary Stort and Stevenson. Take a timeout. We'll take him with them with 12:54 to go. Albright 46, Stevenson 39. back here inside the Bowman Center. 12:54 to go in this one. Albright leads by 7. Lions trying to inbound the basketball. They do. Finally get it in. Now bringing it up the floor. Brown drives. Good give to Harrison. The slam dunk. The two-handed jam by Isaiah Harris after a good give by Brown. Now drive, kick, corner, 3. That one good. Cam Harris for 3. Got to watch him from beyond the arc, the leading three-point shooter in the conference. Jekadume gets fouled in the lane before he dished it off to Harris. Foul on Stevenson. Substitution for Albright. Smoot Jr. in for Jekadume. That foul is on Oshinaye. His first, 5th on the Mustangs here in the half. Smoot has it, dumps it, Harris, and a carbon copy of the last one. Another two-handed dunk from the same spot on the floor for Isaiah Harris. It was so fun the first time, he wanted to do it again. Now an 8-point lead for the Lions, 11:31 to go. Hughes, top of the key, 3, no good, rebound, Harris. Isaiah Harris working on a double-double now, if he keeps this up. Corner, 3, got it. Rattles home for Dion Booker. The junior forward gets it to go in front of the Albright bench, who loves it. And it's now an 11-point lead for the Lions, their largest of the day. Missed shot by the Mustangs, Hughes. Albright can seize more momentum here. Scoop up and no good. Put back, no good. One-handed put back, no good by Harris. Up ahead to Hughes. Booker on defense, no good. Trailing is good by Bo Wesley. Stays with it, and that stops a 5-0 scoring run in the last 81 seconds for the Lions, as the Mustangs stop the bleeding a bit there with that put-back 2-pointer. As we're getting closer to the midway point of the second half. Now floater in the lane is good for Isaiah Harris as he gets into double figures with 11 points. He's got 6 rebounds to go along with those, too. Step back, Harris thought about another 3. They could use one right now. Could Stevenson. And pocket picked. Great defense by Brinkley Jr., and he goes up, and the lay-in on the other end for 2. Mark Brinkley Jr. just stole it away from Norman Hughes as the Cleveland, Ohio native had his pocket picked, and Brinkley took care of business on the other end. And this one, kiss off the glass, tough angle, nothing doing there for Oshinaye. Now up ahead, Smoot decides to pull it out, settle it down. Now over to Brinkley Jr. for 3, got it. Everything coming up Albright, and Gary Stort notices that. Timeout, Stevenson. What a sequence for Albright, who now has broken this game wide open with another 7-0 run, and they now have a 16-point lead. And the Mustangs have a lot to talk over, and we'll step aside while they do just that. With 9:35 to go, the Lions are feeling it, up 16. We'll be back after this with more on the Albright Sports Network. Back here in the Bowman Center, live on the Albright Sports Network. Tyler Trumbauer with you. 9:35 to go here in this one, and Albright just broke it wide open. What was a back-and-forth game, tightly contested for a bit there, is now a 16-point advantage for the Lions, their largest lead of the day. Out of the Mustangs timeout, here is Stevenson. Corey Simmons now in the game. He's on defense there of Terrell and doesn't let him go in and gets the rebound. Oshinaye and Wesley are out. Johnson and Terrell are back in out of that timeout. Booker, Brown, and Harris are out. Dancy, Guerrero, and Simmons are in for Albright. Shot clock at 10. Game clock under 9. Corner 3. That rims in and out. No good. Another good look, though, for the Lions, who are shooting 42% from beyond the arc before that miss. Corner 3, Hughes, that's no good. Smoot. Nearly stolen away, and it is, as Hughes takes that one away from Mark Brinkley Jr. Foul is on him. That's his second and the third on Albright here in the half. Substitution for the Mustangs. Isaiah Oshinaye comes into the game. He is in the game for Stevenson in place of Norman Hughes. Still a 16-point lead for the Lions. Johnson drives, baseline, kicks it, corner, jumper, no good. Rebound, Dancy. Under 8 minutes to go now. Guerrero to Simmons, tipped, and turnover, Albright. Now here are the Mustangs, little 3-on-2. Johnson takes the contact, no problem, lays it in for 2, and that stops a 3-minute scoreless stretch. Now a skip pass is stolen away by Stevenson, as they're going to try to flip the script here a bit, and a foul. Guerrero goes up and fouls Oshinaye in the corner there on that far side. Brinkley Jr. heads to the bench. Majekadumi back into the ball game. Substitution for Stevenson as well. Woldridge goes to the bench. Bobo in for him. Oshinaye goes to the bench, and Evan Joseph in for him. And they get the ball in to Joseph. Now drive, Harris, kick back out to Bobo. He loses it for second, gets it back. Shot clock at 7, corner 3. Got it. After everything went awry, Cam Harris was wide open in the corner, and Coach Rick Ferry is not happy. And he calls a timeout to talk things over with his Lions, as they have yet to score in the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And Stevenson's on a quick 5-0 scoring run to tighten it up a bit. Still a double-digit lead for Albright, but a little less comfortable than it once was. With 7:19 to go, Albright's up by 11. We'll be back after this with more Albright basketball on the Albright Sports Network. Albright timeout. Lions basketball back here on the Albright Sports Network. 11-point lead for the Lions at the moment. It once was a 16-point advantage, but a quick 5-0 run here by Stevenson has tightened up the ball game a bit. Simmons back up top to Majekadumi. Now shot clock at 10, and pass goes into the Albright bench. Turnover. Substitutions here. Sidney Brown and Isaiah Harris come in for Jordan Guerrero and Corey Simmons with 6:57 to go in this one. Johnson, elbow extended jumper. That's no good off the top of the backboard, and it'll be Albright basketball. 6:41 to go. Albright led by just 2 minutes, or led for just 2 minutes, excuse me, in that opening half. But this second half has been all Albright here. And they have opened the first double-digit lead of the day, which they currently enjoy. Majekadume, that jumper no good, falls into the hands of Terrell. They still haven't scored in the last 3 minutes, have the Lions, although they still have this double-digit advantage. Here's a three. That one no good by Bobo. Now Dancy skip pass up ahead to Majekadume, and it goes right into the hands of Coach Ferry. Little misconnection on that long distance pass. It is the opening weekend of the NFL playoffs. With a little football style pass, just went a little bit out of bounds. Under 6 to go. 3 minutes and 32 seconds this last Albright point. They're still up by 11. Little give underneath, good look and finish. Cornelius Boba gets it to go. Smoot rushes up the floor, now settles it down. Majekadume. He's got 11 points. Relatively quiet night for him. Normally averages 20 and a half per game. Smoot kicks, now Brown drives, and a floater kiss off the glass is good. Sidney Brown with a much-needed basket for the Lions there to stop that drought. Joseph, and an offensive foul on a low block called on Mark Terrell, and that's going to be a Stevenson turnover. That's his third personal foul. Try to get it to Smoot on the low block. Terrell tipped it out of play, so it'll stay here with Albright. 11-point lead remains, under 5 to go. Shot clock at 18, quick jumper, no good. A rebound hauled in by Johnson. Here is Johnson. A lot of fancy footwork, and then kicks it to Joseph. Joseph baseline, up, floater, short, no good. Rebound out of play, and it'll stay here with with Stevenson. Now corner three off the side of the backboard. Tough angle by Cam Harris. Now Smoot goes hands off to Harris, and he'll lay it in for two. Good give from Smoot to Harris for two. There's Johnson, kicks back out. Terrell for three. No good. Rebound up for grabs and hauled in by Brown. Now it's a 2-on-1. Majekadume hands off to Harris, and he gets fouled en route to the hoop. Good give by Majekadume, setting up Harris for either an easy lay-in or a foul. And Harris will go to the line to shoot two. The junior is 1 for 2 from the free throw line so far today. And that one doesn't fall. Stevenson hasn't scored in the last 2 minutes. Albright's taken advantage. They've started to build their lead back up again. And an empty trip for Harris, so it's still a 13-point lead with exactly 4 minutes to go. Terrell, and an offensive foul. Harris baited him into that one, had his feet set, and Terrell came in a bit too strong and gets called for the offensive foul. The charge on the senior, and that's 4 on him, and Coach Stort's going to beckon him to the bench. We'll see how long he keeps him there with those 4 personal fouls. Coming in for him, number 13, Damon Koskovich, a sophomore forward from Vienna, Virginia. 6'7", 195 pounds. Albright basketball after a little bit of drying of the floor. Good pass up at Brown, and he's going to take it himself. Left hand is good for Sidney Brown, as he's now got 12 points. Second highest total on the team today, behind Isaiah Harris's game-high 13. Here's Johnson in traffic, gets it to go. Tough angle, but good finish there by the senior from Detroit for 2. 13-point lead for the Lions, 3:28 to go. Smoot kicks it, Majekadumi settles it down. Coach Ferry calls in a play from the sidelines. Majekadumi's screen from Isaiah Harris, and an offensive foul called on Albright. And it's going to be on Isaiah Harris. I think he was kind of backing down his defender there in the lane and trying to take his position away from him. It's a 3rd foul on Harris, the 5th on the Lions. Norman Hughes back in the game for Stevenson as Joseph heads to the bench. And there is Hughes with the basketball, nearly had it stolen away by Sidney Brown. Good active hands. Under 3 minutes left in this one. Harris on defense at Johnson, and that fadeaway is blocked, but they keep it, and a good look, but can't finish. Tipped away, and they save it. That's Bobo, and now go back up, and a foul as Koskovich got it back. Was at the 4th or 5th look for the Mustangs on that trip, and they get fouled. Foul is on Harris, his 4th. So now the Lions have a big man in some foul trouble as well. But it looks like he's going to stay in the game, Will Harris. 6th foul on Albright. And first free throw is good for Koskovich. And it's 66-55, an 11-point lead for the Lions with 2:36 to go. A timeout called by Stevenson before they inbounded the basketball. So the Lions will redo that over again after this. There's a timeout on the floor, 2:36 to go. Albright 66, Stevenson 55. We'll be back with more after this on the Albright Sports Network. back here on the Albright Sports Network. 66-55 our score. Albright basketball out of the timeout. And now here quickly, Harris down, count it, and a foul. Good give from Ejekadume to Isaiah Harris. He'll lay it in for two and couldn't be stopped as he got the basket to go and will head to the free throw line to try to get one more. Substitution for the Mustangs before that. Koskovich and Hughes into the game in place of Joseph and Coleman. And Harris makes the free throw as he's now 2 for 5 on the day from the free throw line, and it's a 14-point lead for the Lions with 2:22 to go. Johnson drives, spin move, triple team, but he does find an outlet, and that is Cornelius Boba, who gets the two-pointer to go. And a foul. And we will walk the floor as Albright is in the bonus. The double. So we're shooting 2, and that will be the case the rest of the way anytime Stevenson fouls the Lions. And he's shooting 2. Misses the first. And the second is good. 1 for 2 on that trip to make it a 13-point lead. Johnson up and gets fouled on the baseline with exactly 2 minutes to go. That's going to be on Sidney Brown, his first, the 7th on the Lions. So Stevenson is in the bonus as well. Here's 2 free throws for Johnson. He misses the first. Johnson 1 for 1 from the line before that shot. Joseph and Hughes are in the game. Hughes now exits the game. Oshinaye is in alongside Bobo, Johnson, Joseph, and Coleman for the Mustangs. Under 2 to go. 12-point lead for Albright. Smoot kicks it. Brown thought about a 3, instead drives, bobs, and weaves to Harris, who has the ball and gets fouled. So Harris will go to the line to shoot 2. He's 2 for 5 today. .147 left as the Lions try to close out the victory here this afternoon, and he makes the first. A trio of subs coming in for Stevenson. Cam Harris, Norman Hughes, and Damon Koskovich check back in. Harris's second free throw is also good. So it's a 14-point lead for Albright. Step back 3, no good. Rebound goes to Stevenson. And then stolen away as they try to get it back to the original shooter, Hughes. And now kick Harris here. That one, no good. Block sent the other way. Harris kind of stumbling back after the miss. Now Hughes hands off, and the put up and in for 2 is good by Koskovich. And Stevenson quickly calls timeout after the make. And Coach Ferry's looking for why there wasn't a foul called on the other end when Harris went up and took some contact and missed the shot. And Stevenson calls a timeout. We'll take it with him with 1:18 left. It's a 12-point lead for the Lions. We'll be back after this with more on the Albright Sports Network. Back here on the Albright Sports Network out of the timeout. It's going to be Albright basketball. Full court pass up ahead to Harris, nearly stolen away. He keeps it and gets fouled. That foul is going to be on Damian Coleman, his 5th foul, so his day is done. So he will head to the bench. And a couple other subs in and out as well. So that'll send Harris to the bench to the line after he just had a perfect 2-for-2 trip last time. Here's Harris's first free throw attempt. Misses it. Coleman, Joseph, and Oshinaye are out. Hughes, Harris, and Koskovich are in for Stevenson with exactly 1:13 left. Second one, no good either. Now Johnson drives, left-handed layup is no good. Rebound goes to Dancy. And he brings the ball up the floor, does Majekadumi, under a minute to go. And he gets fouled. Foul is charged to Cornelius Bobo, the freshman from Tampa, Florida. And Majekadumi will go to the line to shoot 2. 1 for 2 from the line today is Majekadumi. And a perfect trip would give him 13 points. Isaiah Harris leads all Lions with a game-high 18. Majekadumi normally closer to 20 or so, which is his average. Had 44 last time out. That was a program record, tied for 4th for the most. And the second good as well. So it's a 74-60 advantage with 50 seconds remaining. Kick back out. Thought about a 3, did Hughes. Now he'll take it. That one off the side of the backboard, no good. Dancy gets the rebound. And they'll bring the ball up the floor. Majekadumi just dribbling it out, and it looks like Stevens content with letting them do that. They will have to either take the shot clock violation or go for a shot. Shot clock at 5. And I think they're going to just take the shot clock violation. As Majekadumi asked Coach Ferry, signaled, should we take a shot? He said no. So shot clock violation for the Lions, and that'll do it. 4.4 to go. Stevenson will inbound the basketball and drain the final seconds off of this clock as Albright stormed back a huge run. You got to look back at that 5-minute stretch, nearly 6 minutes of game time, where Stevenson just didn't score. And it's hard to come back from that. Here's a three, and that rattles home for Johnson. And then they get it in, and that'll do it. So the final score, Albright 74, Stevenson 63, as the Lions emerge with a double-digit victory, an 11-point margin of win. They led by as many as 16 in this game, but Isaiah Harris with a game-high 18 points helps Albright get the win here this afternoon. Sam Majekadumi finished with 13 points. Isaiah Harris just a couple rebounds shy of that double-double I was talking about, finishes with 7 rebounds. And Sidney Brown ends the day with 12 points as well. After that tray, Jalen Johnson finishes with 17 points to lead Stevenson. He was the lone Mustang in double figures this afternoon. So the Lions win their first contest of 2020 and start off the new calendar year on a high note. The Lions will hit the road and visit Lycoming on January 8th. That'll be a 4 p.m. tip-off. The next time they're at home here at the Bowman Center will be January 15th against Widener. That will be a 6 p.m. start live right here on the Albright Sports Network. So that'll do it for us here today from the Bowman Center. A sweep for the Lions, the 18th ranked Albright women, and then the Albright men both earned victories over Stevenson here in MAC Commonwealth play. For all of us here at Albright Athletics, I want to thank you all for tuning in. I'm Tyler Trumbauer saying good night from Albright College.